Greetings, dear friends. Happy Monday to you. Happy Monday and happy Victoria Day to all my Canadian friends. Here we are starting off the week and just doing our check-in for our mindful motivation for mindset mastery. So before we get into, I used 4 different decks of cards to kind of help us really immerse ourselves into the energies that's available for us as we continue with this whole vibe of mindset mastery. That's going to feel like different things for each one of us. But one of the things that I love to do, if you watched these before, you know that I like to just feel into what's the energies of the moon. By following the phases of the moon is a really wonderful way to access all aspects of ourselves. And so this week's moon phase is going to be coming from the full moon that's on the 23rd. So we've got a couple of days. And what's really wonderful about just knowing what's happening with the phases of the moon in advance of it helps us, prepare our energies and also recognize what's happening to us. Because here's the thing, is that whether you follow the phases of the moon and are consciously aware of what phases they're in and what signs they're in, they're actually affecting you anyway. So I don't know about you, but having an idea of how come I'm being drawn to these types of things and what is it that's bringing this type of emotion up or this type of propensity. So all that being said, this full moon is known as the flower moon, and it's in the sign of Sagittarius. Sagittarius is such a big energy. And what I mean by that, Sagittarius is the archer. So the idea here is to really encouraging us to look at our big intentions, our big, good morning, Mort. Lovely to have you here. So the idea is, just to imagine the archer. Archer is got his bow and arrow and aiming at the biggest, most auspicious, most amazing intention. And now there's also a sense of trust. So that which you put into motion, that which you wish for, is so big. And it's about having trust that just because you can't see the hows or the choices or the decisions, trust yourself. So what I invite you to do this week is set yourself a wee bit of time, because the idea of this is set yourself a wee bit of time and look at your decisions, your choices, your directions. Are they aligned with the truth of you, with the core essence of you? There's a sacredness about this energy. Good morning, Catherine. Lovely to see you here too. So there's a sacredness about this, because what I'm saying is this is about accessing your higher self, your connection to the collective, your connection to the universe. So I invite you to look at what brings you joy, what lights your heart up, and bring more of that into your life, and see if you can have a sense of play or lightheartedness as we traverse through these times. Now, the energy of full moons are usually about culmination, resolution, arriving at things. However, we're also being encouraged to use the light of that to, like I said, find joy, follow joy. What does that mean to you? And are you doing enough of that? Because the other part of all this is about getting the right balance for you between the being and doing. I don't know about you, but we always tend to do too much, be into the doing way too much. What does being mean for you? What does that feel like? And are you actually allowing that? Because the more we allow that, the more we can find that rhythm, that balance, that harmony, and actually realize that we are in the right place at the right time. We do have the opportunities that we wish for. They're not way out there somewhere. They're here. Follow your heart. Okay, so all that being said, that's kind of what I'm tapping into So following the trajectory of that arrow and trust that it's aiming at the right things for you. So now I'm going to pull a letting go card. This is the first deck I use for these sessions. So what do we need to let go of, and maybe even to just feel into some of that clarity, let go of in order to actually really allow that which lights your heart up to be your guidance system. So take a nice deep breath with me, and let's see what comes up for us. And it's assumptions or expectations. So that's a perfect one for, like I said, are you denying yourself following something that you know would light you up? Your heart's saying, go that way, do that, bring more of that in. And yet your head says, oh yeah, there's no point. Or that didn't work the last time, so don't do it this time. Assumptions and expectations are kind of like judging ourselves or telling ourselves off or even not allowing ourselves to step into something because it's based on, sometimes it can be based on flawed reasoning, inherited beliefs, things other people said to you. So assumptions and expectations will actually block you from finding the direction from your heart. So let go of any assumptions or expectations. Question them. Do you know them to be true? If an assumption comes up in your mind, is that really the truth? And I've catch myself sometimes too, that I'll think, oh no, I can't do that. But wait, who says? How come? Is it true? And then take a deep breath and say thank you and let it go. And then make the choice. So now that we've done that, kind of set that stage, letting go of assumptions and expectations, now we'll see what the tarot has to say to us to help us navigate these energies. Oh, this is lovely. It's the Page of Pentacles. I love that. Page of Pentacles is actually inspiring us. So Page, new beginnings, little baby steps, but also focusing on the abundance, the prosperity, the abundance, the resources, the wonderful things that you have right here, right now. You do. Even if you are in the midst of change or wanting to create something bigger, better, that's okay. But right here, right now, there is so much that will make your heart sing, that does bring that sense of joy, that does actually even give that sense of play. So there's that a youthful energy. Where is play for you, and what does that mean? And will you allow yourself to do that? Very important pieces here. Okay, moving on. If anything that I say in any of these sessions trigger you or confuse you or discombobulate you in some way, put it in the comments below or message me directly. These sessions, my intention is to inspire you to follow the rhythm and the balance and the flow of the guidance that's already there. Are you listening to it? So like I said, just feel into that and listen. Listen to your inner wisdom. It's always trying to get our attention. But sometimes we get too much into the judgy part that we don't recognize it. Okay, so now I was shuffling. Oh, this is awesome. I love how these cards generally kind of come into vibe with it all. So the first one, these are Healing with the Angels cards. The first one is support. So when we get into this idea of the bow and arrow, aiming your arrow at the big, auspicious, amazing goals, we are always supported. This is not about us having to figure out everything and doing it all ourselves. So what I'm saying is we're invited to get into that balance of being and doing. So sometimes the being is about breathing in and saying, I want to feel the support. I intend to feel the support. And allow your guardian angel to speak to you in whatever way. When I say speak, now speaking to you from angels, universe, support, that type of thing, it can come up as an idea, as a bird singing, or as that heartfelt sense of, I don't know why I want to do this, but this feels right. And following that, and that can sometimes be enough to open the door to receiving your own insights, your own energetic guidance. Now, saying that to you, because the last part is forgiveness. So, will you acknowledge to yourself that you are always doing the best you can with what you have? Because, sometimes when I suggest to people about, getting that balance between the being and doing, they immediately say, oh, I should do this more. Or, why do I always forget or not do this? That doesn't matter. What matters is you choosing right here, right now, not looking over your shoulder about what you did yesterday or last year, or doesn't matter. What's right here. And so forgiving yourself is such an important piece. Self-forgiveness is such a big topic. But then, of course, all forgiveness is important too, because when we step into that idea of forgiveness, it's a realization that every being on this planet is doing the best they can with what they have, with what they know, with what's right in front of them. And that can actually allow us to step into a much bigger, expanded worldview that releases judgment and releases judgment of our own self. You are in the right place at the right time. I trust this makes sense. This is the auspicious energies of the full moon in Sagittarius coming in 3 days' time. So encouraging us to just align our energies, release assumptions and expectations. And now I'm going to wrap this session up in a second. I'm going to pull one of my Liberate Your Inner Truth. Because that's basically what can happen when we follow the rhythms and the calling and the energies and the nuances of what feels right in this moment. Perfect. Couldn't have asked for a better card to come up. It's I am heart led. That's why I said that Sagittarius full moon is asking us to find what makes us light up, our joy, our heart, skip a beat. So let me read this out to you. Following my heart is essential to unlocking my deepest desires and living a life that is fully aligned with who I am. When I am tapped into my heart and make decisions from this space, my life feels in flow. I love that. And that does really confirm this energy of this incoming full moon this week. I wish you a beautiful week ahead. I'll be back here with you again next week to set the tone for next week. Have a fabulous week. Have a great rest of your day. Thanks for watching. Bye.